Welcome to In the Kitchen with Dominique. This is Dominique, and on today's show, we are making shrimp and corn over rice. This meal is so good. I love it because it works for your kids. It works for adults. My son, Aiden, loves it. Sometimes he'll eat 15 shrimps, which is crazy, but he loves it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our rice. One thing I like to do is I like my rice to have a bite to it, so I don't use the 2-to-1 ratio. I use 1.5 cups of rice to 2 cups of rice to 1.5 cups of water. So I'm gonna get 2 cups of rice in my pot. So it's 2 cups of rice that we have in here. And then we're gonna go over to my sink and fill it up with water. So normally people do 4 cups to 2 cups of rice, but I like my rice to be fluffy and not mushy, so we're doing 3 1/3 cup of rice, or cup of water rather. And then we're gonna bring this over to my stove, and we're gonna put that on high. And then I'm going to get a wooden spoon and place that. So then I use this to stir it instead of this so that it doesn't get stuck on there. Now we're going to get started on our shrimp and corn, which is so good and amazing. First thing I'm going to do is get some garlic, and this is a very heavy garlic recipe. So I'm going to use about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic for this recipe. Sorry about the excess peel in our little... We're using a small garbage bowl today because we just have to discard stuff for the shallots and the garlic. Can't wait to put this together. It's so good. So as you see, I don't have my pan heated yet. Reason why is because I don't want my garlic or my shallots to burn. I want to make sure that it cooks just right, not too much heat applied. Oh, that one's perfect. So now I'm just going to break this apart. You can also add chicken and Dewey sausage. You can add some Polska kielbasa to this, which is amazing, makes it more meatier. But since I'm making this for my family and my 3 kids, feels like 15 sometimes, just kidding. I'm just gonna use shrimp. My babies love shrimp. So we're gonna shrimp it up today. So as you see, I got my garlic peel. They're coming right off today. Look at that. And we are going to mince these bad boys. Like I said on I said season. Show number 1, that when you are mincing garlic, the best thing to do is to cut all of your garlic at once. Kind of gather them instead of doing 1 clove at a time. See how fast we're able to get multiple things done at once? And also always cut your onions, shallots, red onion last, because they make us cry. And I don't want to cry today on today's show. So we have that good. And we're going to put this in the pan. We're not going to hit it with olive oil yet. We're going to wait until everything is ready to go. For the shallots, we're just going to whack the ends off like so. Run the knife like that. And pull them off. Look at that. Pops right off. Reason why we're not using a yellow onion or a white onion is because we want the spices to balance out with the sweetness of a shallot. Sometimes onions can be a little bit too much for shrimp. I highly recommend using shallots for anything with seafood in it. Okay, so we got that. Okay, this part doesn't want to come off. Come on. And this takes less than 20 minutes to make, which is perfect for those times where you want to have like a fancy meal, but you just don't have that much time to make it. So right now we're going to cut this lengthwise like so. We're going to use 2 shallots because we're going to use a lot of shrimp for this. Put it together. Remember my amazing stack option. And then just discard the ends. And bring it together. And then cut it again. Uh-oh, my eyes, guys. It's okay. Put these in the pot. I try not to cry, guys, but it didn't work. All right, so that was a tearful experience, but it's over. So now what we're going to do is cut the pan on high, drizzle some olive oil. You want like about 4 tablespoons. You want lots of moisture in this. And then I'm going to grab my wooden spoon and get this going. You can add some fresh herbs to this, like some rosemary to infuse in the oil. But instead for this one, because I don't want too much of a pungent bite to this, sometimes it can be a little overpowering. So we're going to use the dry Italian seasoning, which I think is way better for this. Okay, so we get that going. And we're going to add some seasoned salt. Seasoned salt. And some Old Bay. The Old Bay is going to give it some spice. Old Bay pairs well with any kind of seafood. Kind of adds a little kick to it because seafood has a very mild taste sometimes. Some garlic powder. And some pepper. Like I said on show 2, pepper goes with everything. Pepper. Okay, so we're gonna let the heat get to this. Let it do its thing. And then as you can see, the rice is boiling. I'm gonna use the handle to the spoon and stir it. And then I'm going to cut this on, turn it off, and then back on low. And then I'm going to close the lid to my pot so that all the steam stays in and it finishes out. And we're going to time that for about 20 minutes. And it'll be perfectly fluffy. I'll have a little bite to it. It'll be amazing. So this is going. And as soon as you smell the garlic, that's when you know that stuff is almost done. Okay. Oh my gosh. And it's still tearful. It's like... I hate that. It's okay. So we got that going. Now we are going to go grab our corn and our frozen bag of shrimp. Both are frozen. Frozen corn, frozen shrimp. What we're going to do is we're going to open up our corn. We're using 1 bag frozen corn. You see how fast this is to do? We're not even using that many ingredients. And stir the corn around. Okay. And then we're going to open up our bag of shrimp. I would do honestly 15 shrimp per person. This is so good. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. It's good. Real good. doesn't want to open. There we go. And we're going to put this in here like so. So it looks like it's a lot. So once it cooks down, it's going to kind of disappear a little bit. So let that cook off first, then we'll add more, and then the pan will kind of get a little bit compact. So now we're going to re-season with all the seasonings that we used before. A lot of garlic powder for this. Back to the Old Bay and seafood. They go together. They're like a couple. Okay. And what else? Pepper. And some Italian seasoning. Okay. And that's it. So we're gonna kind of give this a little toss really quick. Okay. So, okay. So that's doing its thing. Now we're going to add the rest of our shrimp. It's already starting to cook out. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to my refrigerator and grab 2 tablespoons of butter. Butter. Let's see. And it's going to sound crazy, but we don't even want to stir this in right now. We're going to just put that like so. Looks like a lot of butter, but it's not. We're going to put this on medium, get our top, fill it, let the steam naturally create the sauce for this. And then we're going to serve it on top of rice with some fresh parsley. It's going to be amazing. So my shrimp and corn is ready, and so is my rice. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to the pot, and I'm going to do a quick fluff of the rice so then you can see why I only do 3.5 cups of water to my 2 cups of rice as opposed to the 1-2 ratio. Let's go over and fluff up our rice. Come on, guys. So as you can see, it still has like a little bit of a bite to it. And look at how fluffy it is. I am not a fan of sticky rice. I don't like it when my rice is mushy at all. I like it when you can kind of differentiate each grain of rice, as you can see. And what that does is when you do that ratio, it makes it to where if you add a sauce to it, it's not going to be mushy. Like, it's still going to hold up to whatever you pair it with. So that's good to go. Now let's go over to the shrimp. So excited. Okay. First we are going to do is hit this with some parsley. Look at how amazing that looks, guys. Let's stir it up. Make sure all the shrimp is nice and pink. This is like, if you're craving like a crab boil or a shrimp boil rather, and you don't want to go through the hassle of getting the corn on the cob, the sausage, and all the other stuff, and you just want that, you want that filling, but you want to satisfy that craving at the same time. This is perfect. You have your shrimp, you have your corn, you have your butter sauce on top of rice, fresh parsley. Your kids are gonna love it. Everyone's gonna love it. I'm gonna grab a handful of parsley and just do this. Just give it a rough chop. And you want a lot of parsley in it. It's not gonna overpower your shrimp, but You want a lot of burst of freshness in this. The parsley is going to get lost in the sauce. So we have our handful of parsley. We're just going to sprinkle that on top like so. Give this a quick toss. And then we're going to plate this up with our rice, baby. Come on. First, we're going to put our rice in the bowl. We're going to do a little small tasting. And then we are going to put the shrimp and corn. Look at that butter sauce. Remember I told you we didn't add any additional liquid to this because the shrimp and the corn was frozen. The ice and the frost from the shrimp and corn creates that buttery sauce. So to eat in the beginning, it's going to look dry. You're going to be tempted to add some liquid to it. Put the lid on, let it naturally do its thing, and you're good to go. All right, let's grab some extra shrimp in here. And then let's add some extra parsley on top to make it cute. This could be another sexy meal. Last week's meal that we made was super sexy. It was the chicken pinwheels with the wine and butter sauce. And I hope you guys made that. I'm looking forward to reading your emails to see what happened after that that meal. And then again for this one. So we are all done. And we did it. Look how sexy that looks. It's so good. And I want to taste it. Okay. Got my fork. I like to get, first I'm going to taste the corn and the rice to make sure the sauce came out good. Which I'm sure it did. Because, no, I'm just kidding. That Old Bay in here, amazing. This is why we use the shrimp with the peel in it. It traps in the sauce. We're gonna just pull that back like that. My kids are gonna love this. They can eat like 15 shrimp each and be fine. Now we're gonna lick this part, because that's what I do. I lick the peel. I want that sauce. It's so good. I hope you guys are inspired to make this for you and your family and your kids. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Send me your emails. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook, In The Kitchen with Dominique. Email me, InTheKitchenWithDominique@gmail.com. I'm about to eat. You guys can get out of here. I'm hungry. All right, bye.